All right, we're back. We're back. It's football season, Matt. This is the first edition of Riding Home on football season. You're not very talkative right now.
I'm trying to get the seat. Here's maneuver
Here it is. Yeah.
All right. No, we watched a lot of the receivers today.
Well, the offense we watched. Because I watched Fromm and
right or left.
I took it right here.
A lot of size in that receiver group. I don't know how much Matt Landers, Tommy Bush, and Lawrence Cage are going to play, but that is a big, tall, good-looking wide receiver group physically. Don Blaylock had a nice day. He had multiple nice catches. George Pickens obviously looks the part as well. I got him dropping. The big pass kind of went through his hands, hit him in the face mask a little bit. I think it's just a little lack of focus, maybe first-stage hitters. Not really sure. But, again, physically, he looks the part. Zamir is still lifting weights. Zamir still looks really good.
So does Swift, by the way.
Yeah. Brian Herring, still jacked. I mean, the strength and conditioning overall, I mean, we saw Jermaine Johnson, Adam Anderson walking through the facility. It's easy to notice these guys have put on more weight and just look better from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, I watched Jake a lot today. In fact, probably 50% of the time, and the other 50% watched the running backs / Zamir. I mean, you can't see anything during these. It was probably 15 or 20 minutes that we were out there, something like that. And, Jake had his helmet off a lot and was talking a fair amount. Take a right, yeah. He was talking a fair amount. I don't think it was anything crazy. I like this team. I like where they're at. I would like to watch the defense a little bit more. Today was the only day I think we're going to shoot video during a practice at Georgia in 2019. So I really did concentrate on that. But
I saw the defense towards the end. I was hoping to see a little bit more. Maybe saw them for like 2 minutes before we had to go up. But Lewis Dean made some nice plays.
They're not in pads either, man.
Right.
I mean, they're in. It's like what we wear around, but they're in shirts and shorts. Take a look. And okay, so comments from Kirby today, or even the kids.
A lot of it they talked about leadership.
Yeah, I feel like we hear that bullshit a lot,
and that's part of it. They all talk. But you had Jake Fromm out there, obviously the leader of the offense. Monty Rice talked, the leader of the defense, and then obviously Rodrigo got to talk to him a little bit. And who's there? Oh, DeAndre. And again, he's one of the leaders on this team too. He's not the most outspoken guy, but I think
Swift.
Yeah, but I think he's growing in that department, being more of a vocal leader. Obviously, his play that speaks for itself, and he talked about the younger guys in the running back group, looking up to him and really looking down physically. But obviously, he's one of the best running backs in the country. But
he is, and he's one of the smaller backs on this team.
Yeah, he's
not
tall.
Did you notice Kenny McIntosh at all? Because I did not.
I did not.
But I was watching the thing that struck me too was that Zamir was going with the threes, and it may stay that way for a while. Actually, it could be that way the whole year. I don't know.
If you looked at him and didn't know that he had any 2 ACL surgeries, you're looking at this guy being like, oh, dude.
I'm trying to remember if he had knee braces on. I don't think he did.
I don't think so. He was going through drills normal. I mean, Kirby said he was cleared.
And I don't want to I don't want to overdo it with him, but you do focus on people that you think can be game changers. James Cook could be a game changer as well. Easy enough for me to say, but Kirby in the morning, in the midday, I should say, kind of talked about, hey,
he's got to be healthy.
He's got to be healthy, and he's got to know exactly what he's going to do. And when you compare guys that go to school in public schools in Miami, in the city of Miami, they're not going to get high-level route concepts and so forth. So James Cook is a bit of a project, and he's been through a year of that. I mean, he didn't go to school in Gwinnett County, okay? So it's a very different world in Miami, but you don't have guys like James Cook in Gwinnett County, and that's why you went and got James Cook.
He still looks lean and slim. It didn't look like he had put on
a
short
ton of muscle.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to...
Short is a relative term.
Right, and at running back, it's okay to be short, as we've seen over the years.
But the receivers look like monsters.
They do. A lot of height on a lot of these guys. And then you got some speed guys, Kyrus Jackson and Demetrius Robertson. Don Blaylock doesn't stand out physically, especially with some of these other guys, but he can run a route. He's great great catch of the football. I do think he's going to make a really big impact for this team. So, again,
Dominique Blaylock is number 8.
He was number 8.
Something I learned for the first time about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
we went out there.
Pickens was listed at 1. It was clear he was 83. But
interesting.
Didn't get to see a lot of the defense, but the offense, even without Jeremiah Holloman, still has a lot of weapons. It just depends on who's going to step up. A lot of opportunity for him.
Here's the thing, and this is something really important to remember about the Alabama teams from the turn of the decade, is that they did have good skill position guys. They did. But they didn't win those championships with their quarterback or running backs. They won it with their offensive line.
And in the left-hand line?
No, just go on, and we'll go through these next couple of lights and travel through the east side of Athens.
Cool.
They won it with their offensive line, and you look at this offensive line, it's something you should do every time you go to a fall camp at any given institution. You look at the offensive line and you say to yourself, can these guys do what you need to do to win the conference? And the answer here is there's no question, period, the end. I've never seen an offensive line like this. The guys today were saying that they may be the best college football line in the country. Well, I would say they are probably the leader in the clubhouse right now.
Yeah, you want to talk about physically gifted. I mean, that whole group. I got some pictures of Jamari Sawyer out there and Isaiah Wilson.
The thing about it is,
guys like a monster.
Guys from last year who started might not start.
Yeah.
Now think about that. I mean, Cade Mays would start anywhere in the SEC.
Yeah. Ben Cleveland has started.
But will Ben Cleveland start this fall? We don't know. And he started in a national championship game.
If a healthy Ben Cleveland does not find a starting job, that tells you how good this offensive line is. Because when he was healthy, he was really, really good.
And when you can just push, when an offensive line essentially earns you 2 yards just by being on the field, then when it's 1st and 8, there's a big difference there. I mean, you just can throw it out wide, and they're going to, I don't know. They've got a lot of options, and we're kind of optimistic though right now. How can we become negative? What did you see that you're like, I don't know?
Well, today not much, but the knock on the offensive line, as good as it was last year, was 1st and goal, 4th and 1.
And we can't know that until the fall.
And we don't see that type of stuff in practice. But looking at
that'll trickle out. Yeah. And Kirby says, I mean, I got to be honest. I mean, he tells the truth a lot about what happens at practice. He does fudge what the truth is at times with stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, if you double check with people that you know will tell you the truth, he tells you the truth about what happens at practice for the most part.
Yeah.
So we won't know who wins that. And is it good for the defense to win all the time in the fall? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Another guy I did notice quickly on the defensive line was Malik Herring. He's putting on a lot of weight, I thought. Good weight. Looked bigger, stronger, faster than I remember, at least from last year.
They're going to have to figure out that defensive line in terms of, how they get pressure / havoc / get the ball. I mean, you'd rather have turnovers than sacks, but sacks create turnovers.
Yeah, there were a number of questions about the defensive line in Kirby's press conference,
yeah.
And he said, I think, if I remember correctly, hey, we're not expecting these young guys to come in and start and take someone's job. Maybe later in the season, if they fight and work their way through, they'll earn some playing time. But I think they're going to have to rely on some of these veterans, Tyler Clark, David Marshall.
The first 3 games, they can develop.
Right.
And, boy, I bet you I would if I were them. I mean, that first game against Vanderbilt, the second rotation of the defensive line, like that second drive, I'd get those younger guys out there.
Yeah.
Or your second string, whoever that is. I mean, and if it is Justin Young, which I think someone's just doing a story on Justin, but if it's someone like a Justin Young or whoever, Michael Barnett, you don't need Jordan Davis out there every single snap. You need to develop to where in the third quarter when you're up 10 and you need a stop, you get a stop. That's what Michael Barnett's for.
Yeah. And you can always mix and match guys. I mean, if it's 4th and 1, you could have a Michael Barnett, Jordan Davis, and Julian Rochester all in there. So Kirby's going to mix and match depending on what the offense is running, down the distance, and all that. So guys are going to play multiple positions, and I think these younger guys, Trevon Walker, will play some defensive tackle, maybe some defensive end, Bill Norton the same way. So
they've got big old bodies, long bodies. Trayvon Walker is a more stout-looking guy. I don't know what they've got him listed at, but and I don't know why they don't give us these numbers a little bit ahead of time. So he's going to be 44, which is what he always was. He's 6'5", 290 pounds. That's different than like a Zion Logue, who I'm looking for, number 96. Well, no, they're both the same, 6'5", 295-ish area. And Bill Norton's 6'6", 285. So, but what I would say is Zion Logue looks long to me in a way that other guys did not. But maybe that was just his arm, 6'5", 295. You're ready to play college football at that. You need to be a bit bigger, I guess, eventually, but that's fine to start with. I mean, Tyler Clark's 6'4", 300.
Yeah, I saw a little bit, again, of the defensive line. Did not see the linebacker group, what they were up to today. I think they were on the other side. But the defensive backs were look fine. They just going through little routes here and there. But overall, the first impression of the team was strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
They really put the work in this summer. And a lot of these guys are looking different and with a little more muscle than they were last year.
Well, we're not home. Should we end, though? We probably should end our discussion because I feel like we come to a stopping point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a short 17 minutes, too, and, taking pictures, we didn't get to see a whole lot or as much as we wanted, but overall, solid day. When's the next practice?
Well, they will practice tomorrow, Saturday, and they will practice every day until Wednesday. But as is common in college football anymore, certain practices are closed. And you can go watch your Braves until midnight or whatever. You're not having to worry about this. But I do think this team has got every piece of the puzzle it needs. It's got its punter. Maybe its punter has got to kind of become more consistent.
The leg strength is there.
The leg strength is not an issue. But you've got a very good place kicker. You've got an offensive line. You've got a quarterback with some serious experience. Arguably the best returning quarterback in the country. Arguably. I mean, I think that Trevor Lawrence is probably the most gifted. And Tua certainly would be in the conversation too. But, the thing about Jake Fromm is you can count on your hands how many times he's not played well. And when he's not played well, they've lost. And that's not really a surprise.
Right.
What's going to happen at the other schools when their quarterbacks don't play well? We saw with Alabama in 2018 that when Tua didn't play well, they either lost or had to hang on like crazy to win.
I think Georgia's defense will be better this year, and last year they were able to disrupt Tua. If you can disrupt Tua, you can pretty much disrupt anyone in college football because he was playing lights out.
That was only game. That's right, but that was only one game, and that's what Kirby and them were talking about with Havoc. That's the part that they really need to get much better at, and we'll see. Well, and we have not talked about Nolan or Jermaine Johnson. We briefly touched about Jermaine Johnson. Those guys are going to have to matter.
Yeah. Well, Jermaine Johnson definitely has the size. He's bigger and more filled out than Nolan. Nolan is, a little slimmer, more explosive off the edge.
Nolan's a better pass rusher.
He is. But Jermaine is going to bring them some size immediately, and I think they do have a plan for both those guys.
And maybe that's why Jermaine could be on the field more.
Yeah.
The last thing, boy, Nakobe Dean is popular, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't see him out there.
Well, but Monty Rice wouldn't stop talking about it. He got two questions, but the way that he answered them, you're like, okay,
I didn't hear that, but that's not surprising. I mean, as we've talked about even, before Georgia had signed Nakobe Dean, a lot of people on this staff and other staffs around the conference love Nakobe Dean. So that's not surprising at all. And if Monty Rice can, keep doing his thing, Nakobe's going to see the field.
Well, they got
some
linebackers now.
Yeah.
The question is, do they have a guy in a similar situation to Roquan a couple of years ago where you just can't take him off the field?
Yeah.
Is that what Nakobe Dean is? Some people say that is the way that he is.
I definitely think
I think if you're knocking out Monty Rice, you've done something pretty well.
Well, it's him and Tay Crowder, it looks like.
It looks like that to me. I mean, Zay Crowder is a guy.
He's getting better and better.
Well, he's Kirby and them have developed him. I think Clemson has probably proven as a staff they're the best or one of the best developers.
Right.
But you look at Zay Crowder, I mean, that's a pretty good case for development right there because he was an average prospect coming out of high school. Everyone thought he was going to play running back, but he did play running back. He just
big jumbo athlete.
He's just going to be a 2-year starter at linebacker for an SEC team, and a pretty good SEC team.
Nakobe Dean's great. As what we've heard from him, we know the film, out of high school is great too. But Monty Rice and Zay Crowder, I don't think are trying to give up their spot.
No, that's the problem. That's the other kind of last thing here. The other thing, and I kind of joke around with my daughter about this, but when I just scream compete at her, just because you see people say that too much, they don't know what they're talking about. But there really is serious competition / challenge / issues for if you want to play on this team, you're not just walking out there. You're going to have to beat someone out. And beating them out doesn't happen in one practice. There is grind is the wrong way to put it because grind means that you're just doing it. You're going to have to excel. You're going to have to prove it, and you're not just going to do it 1 week.
Gotcha.
All right. We will catch back up with y'all on our riding home probably at the beginning of next week and take it from there. Dean Legge, Matt DeBary, go to the website, dogpost.com. Thanks to everyone from iTunes, Instagram, etc., to listening to us here. Dogpost.com, DAWGPOST.com. Thanks to everyone signing up because there's been quite a few. We'll see y'all on Monday.